Good morning and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. I'm Tayo Salah.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Let's get started with the Athletics Championship.
Yes.
All is set for it to begin in Asaba. And just last night, the Delta State Governor inaugurated the LOC for the event.
Yes, no surprises in this the composition of this list at all. Some very renowned athletics administrators. So let them just get to work.
Yeah, they just need to get to work.
Yep.
African Senior Championship. We can't wait for it to start 2018. Also on the program, Roger Federer. Well, I say he may just be retiring from clay, but then he has pulled out of Wimbledon. He has pulled out of the French Open. He wants to be ready for Wimbledon. You will not see him.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying he's retired from clay. I totally understand what he's saying for him to pull out of this major. You know, it's a very serious one, but I think he's just being very smart about it. I mean, I would if I was in his shoes as well, so I'll pull out. Because with Nadal taking up prisoners at the moment, then what's the point? Why not save all your energy for the grass and course? But I think it's just a very smart move, really. It's all about prolonging his career right now. So, totally understandable. We're not mad at you, Roger Federer. Also on the show, this time in the NBA as basketball, the Boston Celtics outlasted the Washington Wizards in Game 7 to book their place in the Eastern Conference Finals, where they would take on the Cavs.
Well-rested Cavs.
Well-rested Cavs. It's good to have that one to wait. And finally, it's over. Game 7, it had to go.
Down.
The only semi-finals actually went to Game 7.
Yeah, that's it. We wanted it, but finally we got one.
We got one.
Yeah, we got one. But then, all through last night, Kelly was actually the man who entered the game averaging 8.3 points per game in the playoffs. But then he was able to explode and got really on the move.
There was an explosion from Kelly Olynyk. Before we come back and talk about Kelly Olynyk, let's just get a confirmation of that result between the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics. It ended 115-105. That was a Game 7 winner-takes-all clash between the Celtics and the Wizards. And as a result of that, the Celtics are through to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they will take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And let's talk about this man who was the main man, expectedly, Isaiah Thomas. He had a very decent game for the Boston Celtics. He played 40 minutes, scored 29 points on 9 of 21 shooting. Not exactly very high percentages there, but it was still enough to help his team, progress to the final. He dished out 12 assists as well. Now to the guy Cecilia has been itching to talk about. His name is Kelly Olynyk. He was immense from the bench, and this game ultimately was won from the bench.
Yes.
Kelly scored 26 points, like you said.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And if you check what he's done so far, I mean, when you have a player, you can easily, a player you can easily have that trust in, confidence in, and say, okay, when I bring him in, he's going to deliver. And he just exploded and he was able to give them that. I think, we talked about the home court advantage yesterday. And Boston Celtics just have to, take advantage of that.
You've got to. You have to. That's the essence of when, regular season, it's not all that. But then you see teams like the Golden State Warriors, even the Cavs, it was very unfortunate for them this time around that they were pipped down to the top seed in the East. That's why they all play to, to be number 1 seed. And it's a very, critical part of the game as well, to playing in front of your home fans. The psychological boost that you get is really, really can be very crucial at times. And let's go back to the game and talking about that particular bench for the Wizards. That's where they lost it.
Yeah,
they just
five
points
from the bench.
That's all they got.
He has Celtics having about 48 from the bench.
I mean,
and you have one person contributing 26. So that's huge.
That's it. I mean, not a lot more to say about this one. That's it. That's why the Boston Celtics are in the final of the Eastern Conference. Yeah, so congratulations to the Boston Celtics. They will take on the Cleveland Cavaliers in Boston. Game 1 is in Boston. That's on Wednesday night. So we'll see how that
No rest for them.
No rest for them.
Wednesday night is just when.
Do you think that's going to affect their performance? The fact they have to go through a marathon.
I think so. I think so because
so?
I mean I think so. It's gonna. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, fair enough. So all the best to the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, and it's going to be between the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. The Warriors won the first game with a dramatic comeback. Game 2 tonight in at the Oracle Center. Yeah, that's where that one will go down. And there's a bit of good news and bad news from the Spurs camp. That's because Kawhi Leonard is likely to miss game 2. That's the bad news. But the good news is there was an MRI that was done, and Kawhi Leonard, no structural damage basically to his knee. So it looks like if he misses game 2, there's every chance
he'll be ready in game 4 or game 3.
Probably. I think he'll come back somewhere.
So he's not out for the rest of the playoffs.
He's not out for the rest of the playoffs. So that's
good news.
Good news, yeah, right? But then they have to do without him tonight, which is going to be very, very. So I think it'll be very impossible.
Yeah, but they did it before, so maybe they can do it again.
Okay, they did it against the Houston Rockets, not against the Golden State Warriors. Let's go on with the show now, Cecilia. Let's talk about what's going on.
Federer.
Yeah, tennis.
Yeah, when you're 35 and you're winning, you won a Grand Slam, you have to think about it. Okay, I can have another shot at the Grand Slam. You have 18. Yeah. You can start thinking and dreaming and say, okay, I can win 20. So, but if you start dreaming, then you know you have to take away the ones that you feel would not prolong your career, which is the clay court season. This season, he returned, won the Australian Open, the Australian Grand Slam. Then after that, he won a couple of Masters. And then when the clay court season started, he said, Rafael Nadal, over to you. This is your time. Enjoy it. And now this we're not going to see him at Roland Garros, the second Grand Slam of the year. He will not be there. So he's targeting, Wimbledon. So at the end of the day, you'll tell yourself that, hey, maybe clay is going away from him and his focus is on the one that he's very good at.
Yeah, I mean, what you said makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's all about, working on your own, strengths as well, to which is the grass and the hard court. On clay, is decent. Not more than that. He's won the French Open before. I think that's enough for him. So there's really no motivation for him to keep coming back, especially at 35. At 35, you're not exactly a spring chicken. You're getting on a beat, and you have to make certain decisions to help prolong your career. And that's what Roger Federer has done here. I'm not surprised at all. And we just have to wait. Fans of Roger Federer just have to wait until Wimbledon to see in action again.
Okay, and this was what he said, after pulling out. He says, regrettably, I have decided not to participate in the French Open. Have been working really hard, both on and off the court, during the last month. But in order to try and play on the ATP World Tour for many years to come, I feel it's best to skip the clay court season this year and prepare for the grass and hard court seasons.
That's it. It's straightforward. He's not mincing words
at all.
I mean, it's very clear why he's made this decision. And remember, he's had a great year. Apart from Rafael Nadal, he's the other guy who's really dominated. He's won the French Open, won Indian Wells and Miami as well. So I mean, just relax, and that's exactly what's in. So we totally understand. Hopefully, this inactivity does not affect him. That's just a bit of worry. Hopefully it doesn't affect him when he returns to court.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Novak Djokovic is someone who has not really had a fantastic season, but he says he's really happy the way he's playing now. I mean, he's got to the semi-finals of Masters event for the first time this year, and he was really happy that, okay, the person he had to lose to happens to be, the real king of clay.
Yeah, no shame in that.
No shame in that, but then someone hadn't beaten you for 2 years.
Yeah, seven game winning streak. Winning streak for Djokovic, was ended by Nadal, on Sunday. So, yeah, but you can understand what he's saying. I think he's a bit confident now, a lot more confident than he was a few weeks back. Getting to the semis in Madrid is a good one. Losing to Nadal, no big shame in that. Nadal is undisputed on that surface. But the jury's still out, no doubt at all. Because, that decision to fire his entire coaching staff, which he calls a shock therapy move. The jury's still out on that one. We're yet to see if that's the right decision by Novak Djokovic, but time will only tell. Let's go and listen to Novak Djokovic now. He's been speaking on how he intends to get his mojo back.
The level of performance now is better than it was 2 months ago, so that's a positive thing, and I'm trying to channel that in the right way and use it for the confidence. That hasn't been that high, obviously, because I haven't won too many big matches this year. But again, I know what I'm capable of, and I trust myself and my own capabilities as a player. And I played so many matches on the big stage that I know what it takes to win big tournaments. And so I'm sure that as I keep on being dedicated and work hard, that the results will also follow that. Maybe mental, emotional aspects as well. They haven't really been so fresh, I would say, after all that I have achieved in the previous years, and after Roland Garros and Olympic Games and a lot that has happened at that time. I think it had taken a lot out of me, and I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware of the circumstances that I'm going to find myself in. Those kind of circumstances helped me to really think about and reflect on everything that has happened in the previous 10 years, because once you're in that kind of a machine and that kind of a cycle of the tennis tour, the engines are always on, and eventually it comes a stage, and for me it's now where the things are not going as well, and then you need to really be able to reflect on what has happened, and then trying to be a new, better version of yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do.